the Human Rights Commission for Salon go talk about then pulling the monitoring of the June 24, 2023 election report. Well, the Human Rights Commission Salon established in 2004 through an act of parliament. The main work of this commission now for protect and promote human rights throughout Salon. This body monitored the June 24 election, as I mentioned earlier, and don't put together reports for secreting them wait and see during the election. Once again, I want to welcome Hassan Sambayaja, Commissioner, Human Rights Commission for Salon. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Once again, good morning.
As I give the background to listeners them about the mandate of the Human Rights Commission and also the report to now they can talk about. But before we look at the report, let we look at the activities of the Human Rights Commission for ensure human rights and ensuring a mandate throughout the election.
Yes, thank you so much. Permit me also forgive this background that election get phases, and the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone looking at the human rights that will be affected during or when elections they come up now in the country, be set up himself for preparing himself for get into monitoring of the elections. We also want to talk about election, we talk waiting to happen before the election proper, like the polling day. We can also waiting go happen during and waiting to happen after elections. So we set ourselves strategies for able for sure we preparedness, how prepare we day for look at the elections. And we been get 5 strategic pillars will be set. 1 now for monitor, and like I said just now, for monitor waiting happen before, waiting happen during, and waiting happen after. So we monitor start really from the time of registration of voters. The commission may go out there across the country, and we monitor that process as well. From there also, the commission will monitor the nomination process, who say political parties or independent candidates put up themselves for run for the different positions that will be there available. And apart from that, now we also get the post-election. From June 24 up to now, the commission still monitor things that way down they happen. Then we've been doing capacity building and training. We've been trained. We get what we call district human rights committees. These are the frontline partners of the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone. Then based on every district, a coalition of civil society organizations wading into the field of human rights. We've been called them from across the country. For can we train them, and also together with the staff and commissioners for look at waiting the commission they look at in terms of human rights. The commission set itself for the human rights monitoring during the elections or for handle the whole electioneering process. So to get total, we train 170 people, and I have 170 monitors that we deploy for this monitoring of the elections. Then also we've been do public education. Public education, we've been talking around the issue of hate speech, the issue of incitement, the issue of rights to vote. And also, over the years, we don't talk so much about rights, but we also now use this opportunity for let the public know that to every right there's a corresponding responsibility. We use this opportunity for flag up Section 13 of our Constitution, where they make somebody a very good citizen of Sierra Leone. If you they listen to me, find time, look out for the Constitution, and look out for Section 13 and read that. They will be do what we call complaints handling. We know there could be a lot of complaints associated with elections. And so we be establishing a situation room for able to enhance the process further and enrich the process further, because we want real-time intervention. How responsive the commission go there. Because during election, issues will come, you need quick intervention for solve them. Otherwise, if you lapse, somebody's right for participating in the whole electionary process will be affected. So we established the situation room, and we've been giving numbers them out, 1 to we monitor, and secondly to the public. And during that period, I think the situation room will receive about 78 calls from the public. And the commission will be able to respond swiftly by engaging other election management bodies, like the ECSL, for instance, or the security sector, for call their attention in relation to the calls they will receive. And they were very cooperative, and the responses were great. We'll be able to handle that as well. We also get the reporting process, like we just can't discuss now. This is not just the preliminary, the earlier report we don't put out. But like I say, monitoring still go on that will kind of make up the final package of reporting. So now the 5 stages and now the pillars and now will be set out for we serve for show preparedness for the elections.
So the 173 monitors them will be the under Human Rights Commission be able to cover all sides of the country during the election day?
No, it's difficult. It's difficult for one. That number is very small.
Also, none of them key priority area them.
First, we deploy in Freetown, extensively in Freetown. We deploy also now the district because each of the district human rights committee members or district human rights committees, and every district we train 2 members from every district. Then, for instance, we also been deployed 2 commissioners them for the Northwest and the Southeast, like maybe cover the Southeast. But on election, they have been doing a Kono district and I cover 5 chiefdoms in Kono for just get a sample of and a stretch out for waiting to happen. So we not cover the entire country per se, but we forget a reflection, a true picture of what happened in the entire country.
And you talk about the different pillars the moon are being set up and different activities the we are engaged in. One I pick up now the issue of complaints handling. Almost complaints or approximately the complaints the moon are receive and from which sector when I receive them complaining.
Well, this now complaints. Well, as I say, now calls we receive first for show some of the issues them will require a quick intervention of the commission. So as we talk now, we get today now the Eastern Region Office, for instance, in Kenema, they partner up with the PPRC. They get stakeholders engagement today emanating from complaints that we would not receive as post-election complaints.
Okay. Let me look at the mandate of the Human Rights Commission for promote and protect human rights throughout Salone. In this election, what do you have in terms of the human rights protection and promoting the right of people, especially the right for votes and safety?
So, please permit me for unpack that because I'm a big package. It's difficult for just talk on just in one bundle. So, like I say, the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone look at the human rights situation and the human rights aspect of the whole electioneering process. First, now the right to participate. We know say we get this issue to say the right to vote and the right to be voted for. And like I say, we monitor even the that now before. We say we will get the nomination of candidates. Okay. People then will put up them for themselves that, then vie for different positions. And either through them political parties or as independent candidates, then be able to succeed in getting nominated and getting part of the process. That's one thing and the way we think say very good because Usai people do not get the avenue for participating in election. It can bring a lot of other issues. Secondly, one human rights aspect to monitor now the right to freedom of movement.
Okay.
We can remember in 2018 there was a vehicular ban, movement of vehicular ban. But this 2023, there was no such thing. The only challenge we can get to that, I think the public not be really aware that there is no ban on movement of anybody. So, but in places that we go, you see people they move from one place to another for go to then centers or stations for go cast and vote. So that's also now one good thing that will be happen, that there was no ban on movement. People move freely, and that's human right. Opening and closing of police stations. We find out, say, in some polling stations, of course, polling starts approximately between 7 o'clock or maybe 7:30. In few polling centers that will go, there were delays, either because the polling staff did not come quick or the materials not arrive early. But generally, them being all inside the way we go, them keep within the time frame. Another human rights issue also, now for look at the priority given to some voters, say in electioneering period, we get what we call the vulnerable groups. For instance, you get belly women them, you get persons with disability, you get the aged. And we all decide the way we monitor, we find out, say, they may give them preferential treatment. Preferential treatment in the sense, they don't go allow them for join that long queue only for making turn reach, then put them separately and allow them for vote early because of all the challenges that we associate with that.
This happened throughout the country?
In most places that we go.
Because myself been in at the field on the election day in plenty places in Freetown we scramble been there there was nothing like we preference for the category of people at a certain time.
Well, it's a certain time, but generally, when the election be done, really sit down now. As when the election start, of course, people been scramble. For instance, people then get to a polling center, they don't know who's line them for TNAP, then scramble, then they be there. But after the thing don't settle down, where the voting start proper, where people anxiously they wait for let them cast and vote, I'll tell you, say, in many places that where we go, we see line outside the vulnerable groups, and then they allow them for go vote.
Would they join you back as an Samba Yaja, Commissioner, Human Rights Commission of Saloon? They talk about then findings them for SECA the election. We get for do it human rights issues them. Would they join you back for look at more issues them inside una findings and una reports for SECA human rights inside the election?
Inside the program.
The program like Good Morning Saloon, we come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM.
And inside the program now, we welcome we other studio guests. We are the Director of Communication at Status, Mike Beyewa, where they can tell we about the post-election tension, how they plan for unify the country, waiting a president being planned for the next 5 years, and also how they plan for bridge the communication gap. The issue they can talk about inside the program today. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, so this particular time after an election, the post-election, situation can be very important because everybody gets things away they can go through, especially people are working on the losing end. They need for you things away from Nicolet and say election time done. Now not time for the whole cast one. Firstly, I would describe the whole situation that the post-election moment right now, where the country they go through.
Well, all that happens is expected. These are all expected outcomes. In elections all over the world, you still people who contest elections. Even the great America, we feel saying at the end of the day of democracy, as I speak to you, Joe Biden election is still contested by Donald Trump. All what you want to tell people out there is this is over. President Bio won free and fair. This elections was very, very transparent, was very credible. There's a lot of things that we need to take away from these elections. One of the things that we need to take away from these elections is let's look at the women participation in these elections. Let's look at the representation of women get now in the parliament. It's very, very historic. About 41 women of all shapes in this country. People where they wear hijab, people that were disabled, people that were young up to the age of 25, 26. They are all representing all shapes of people in the parliament. Very, very historic. We get a threshold of 30.4% of women. But this is something we should celebrate as Sierra Leoneans. So, wide and far, people get for talk. When we lose, everybody knows it before. Even these elections, everybody knew APC was going to lose. You talk to people, then will tell you they were not prepared. They not get money, they not get a message. They hover on a lot of things them way Sierra Leoneans do not accept. We campaigned throughout this country fiercely. Our campaign was spirited. It was based on we planned in this country, we against them, how we don't raise education up, how we want how to expand electricity to people, how we make this country become inclusive, women participation in politics.
Okay, Mike, the issue where people go and know about, slow forget about things that we president you don't do, and the one we plan for do, we will talk about that in the later. Let's look at the post-election situation. Now, how are the monitor and supporter them on how they celebrate the victory of the Sierra Leone People's Party winning election again for the second time? Because that don't be a serious concern from certain sets of people. Or say, they don't see a video of certain people they celebrated, they violated other people's right and space.
Like I say again, these are all expected outcomes, but you see the person make a very strong message.
What's supposed to happen?
Well, sometimes you can't control people's emotions. Right? President will continue to talk to people. We from the communication wing from State House continue to talk to people. Your president begin to use the word say celebrate Safo, not celebrate. We are really go hurt the other person to anger. If you see the other person they vex, make sure say you back off. Let it not create tension. President keeps saying that. Lord put the rhetorics down. And at that, what they do? You see the engagements, the way people then they come congratulate president. You see the paramount chiefs then come congratulate president. You see the women's forum come for congratulate president. You see people from different districts, them all over this country come congratulate president. And president's message to people, it's elections, it's over. Right? You a winner, you a gladdy. Let's all come together and build this country for a better.
Now, the focus of this program or discussion now for make you tell the public what in the government they do now for bring Australians together after the elections. What are the calendar of activities of government for ensure say Salone go back to where it is a normal city?
I just explained that. I tell you, say, we do on engagements them now. I tell you, say, if you look at AYV or you look at other television networks, then they see what the presidency do in the State House now. We don't get series of engagements and where they happen. You see the diasporans they come, president engage them and talk to them. You see women's forum come, president engage them and talk to them. You see civil societies come, president engage them, talk to them. And president still continue for tell people them say, this is Sierra Leone. It belongs to all of us. If you have something on the table, if you have something to share, bring it. Let's put everything aside. Let's come and work together.
So the people away they go to State House now. Another one could say these are people away. I mean, also they part of the winning team of the Sierra Leone People's Party. They're not getting nothing for. I mean, really talk to them about because they know saying that they didn't get victory. What about the other hand with this gone? Or feel say they were not treated fairly or justice was not given to them in the whole electoral process where that's not the main opposition party APC.
So it's open to them. Also, if they want to meet presidents, they can also ask a request for that.
But everybody they go State House are based on invitation.
Oh well, no. Some of these are congratulatory messages. Not like presidents nine they go call and so on. I can't congratulate me. These are congratulatory messages. It starts from within. If I understand one thing, up to you say peace start. It's a two-way street. It starts from within, right? The first thing for APC need for do for the need for congratulate president, the need for congratulate Sierra Leoneans, the need for pull a message out for show say this election was credible, was free, was fair. This is great for Sierra Leone. We are making progress on our democracy. We are moving as a nation. APC need to accept that first. But these people don't.
No, look at APC accepting the election is credible, free, and fair. How it like or waiting at the concern of powers that be on comments from the election observers, be it local or international, with concerns on transparency with the tallying or tabulation system or process will lead to the final results.
My brother, this when you look at all the reports from every international community, then they not talk about anything say fraudulent election. They not question the credibility of the elections. These are observations they made. They made observations about say there was no transparency in what tabulation of results of when they tabulate results, there was no transparency in them. All right, this not a young how you call them, not a young observation what they make. The other thing we need to understand also, you have to understand the difference between observer and a monitor. What's the work of an observer and what's the work of the monitor? You also take a look at the laws them where give powers to the Electoral Commission, how them tabulates the report. And people report. At the end of the day, the international communities, ECOWAS commend the whole election process. Other presidents don't congratulate President Biya, right?
No, when they come to the congratulations, when they look at the you mentioned, say, the election is not fraudulent, it's free and fair, but you also make mention of the concern from some observers groups, whether be it local or international, we get for do with the transparency in the tabulation process. I asked you earlier, this now in any way concern to powers that be around State House?
It concerning to every Sierra Leonean. It concerning to President Biya, concerning to everybody. Right? We are going to, that's why we do post-mortem after elections. We sit down and we review, look at what we got right, what we have to do better, what we have to do more, bring all parties together, and that is what exactly the president is doing right now. But this country has to keep going. This country has to move ahead. All within the recommendations where EU, US, Ireland, Germany, we make, they don't get anything for affects the conduct of the elections, right? This elections was credible, it was free and fair, it was transparent. Majority of Sierra Leoneans and also this elections was free, was fair. But a lot of people knew election aura. They knew APC was going to lose. It was free and fair. This is the first time you see people and they vote openly. They don't get any shelter we cover them. People and they vote openly. When they count openly. So if they observe the regulations during the start of the program, I tell you, see, elections always get irregularities. Every elections across the world will get irregularities. When you take a look at America, if, I do a little bit of research on America before they come now. When you take a look at America, my brother, before during the elections, the midterm elections, there were 16 mail bombs that would then send out to Democrat, a racist shot and killed 2 black people, shoppers, now outside, now Kentucky.
Okay.
Then you even get 11 worshippers who were murdered. All intentions here, they rise during elections. But what we want to let people understand here is always the opposition will cry foul everywhere in the world. Let's put this behind us. Let's move ahead as a country. We have a lot to do. Schools have to keep running. Banks need to be open. Doctors, they need for go see patients in a ward. People, they need for get this country running. If APC feels that they are disgruntled about the results, let them sit down and look at themselves and see, why did they lose? What can they do better? How they can do better next time?
Okay.
But this country has to move forward.
Okay.
Now, before the election, concern don't come out from different sectors them or from different parts them in the country, but attack on people with support different political parties them in some regions and some places them. What in the Human Rights Commission get about then concerns here so and how we deal with them?
Yes, I tell you, so we monitor even before. We monitor start, like I said, just not to the public, way from the time of registration to the time of nomination and to the time of campaigning. Of course, it's not also still where we monitor that one political party or members of one political party go tear banners of other members in another political party. We've been seeing also disruption of campaign days, like somebody, this party for come out today, you go find out the other party members will go come out, we not belong to that political party. And one of the things also they talk about tweeting cause now the issue of selection of fruit. If a party they come out today, the security sector go don't say because of several reasons we map out this route for now. We also don't finance the parties and they will be resist down there, and then they also will bring some tensions. So, like I say, we'll be engaged in stakeholders in concern. You get the electoral management bodies we've been there. We'll make sure so we do strategic engagement, and we've been put out also. We initial monitoring report. We speak to all of the issues and there. So.
Now, you now put out a release on the issues there. So issues like this, where Human Rights Commission observed and put report together, not only for put report together, but after the report, waiting next.
So after, when you don't put out a report first now a research tool, a report now, it give authority, because we now a problem-solving institution and always want to handle issues based on evidence. We get so much evidence where they speak to some of the issues that we identify. Like I say, we do a lot of engagements with the ECSL, for instance, where they conduct the elections. ONS, for instance, also where they on top of security or in charge of security. So we do all the engagement and they speaking out to those issues. We also do a lot of radio and TV engagement for speak to their issues and make recommendations and talk to the general public for stay peaceful. Because of that, we develop a lot of jingles for speak that people for stay peaceful and all of that. So these are some of the things that we've been doing.
In line with the earlier message you want to send out, what you will say about compliance or people adhering to them?
For me, to a very large extent, people comply. For instance, we've been trained. We called together 500 youths in this free town from different areas. We end up being with peace ambassadors. We go engage and compete in places where normally other people don't go like for good day. But because then I'll be ambassadors, then take out the peace message to them, company them, we maybe restrain there or see reason for go the peace part. We not go say, anything we do, there's always room for do more. So desire for do more in whatever intervention, but things it contributes to a very large extent for tamper down some of the things the way people go anticipate say go happen.
Okay, continue with between them Asan Sambayaja, Commissioner Human Rights Commission, when they talk about the things that we didn't say fair not to do in the June 24 election. Well, we come over to the studio guest as we get the Director of Communication and Status, Michael Berewa, sorry. We don't talk about waiting, them plan for do, government want for do for ensure them bring everybody come together as the election don't pass. Now, one thing we clear from different people who don't engage civil society, another one, they then get the view for say, at this time, during this post-election moment, it can't get divided. What you was in line with that?
Yeah, we've been divided on political lines, on to some extent on tribal lines, even with voting patterns, and it shows that we are divided. You see people, they vote not for development, not for policies, not for reforms. People vote based on just because they didn't this tribe or didn't this color or didn't this party, na dem papa be donde, na dem mama be donde. Even if the party not the benefit, I mean just the vote. These are issues that we don't gather, and we're doing much for make sure say we go on to public education for let people to educate. And if you listen, just the jingle, the report on a poll president, you even make mention of that. Say, it's high time Sierra Leoneans start for vote for themselves. It's high time people then look at the policies and developments and when they come to your area, if they affect you, you vote for them. If not they affect you, you not vote for them. And President Biya don't make this very, very open. President Biya don't start for bringing cohesion in this country from the very first day we step into office. We see way through Olive Branch to the APC, where Ernest Bai Koroma and others in Kana office to them. You saw the Buntimani tree, where extend, say, like all political parties, them come, let's come and sit down and discuss how we can move this country go forward. Now here we see social media where APC, they ask them, let we go there or let we not go there. They say, let we not go there. And one of the things I want to let you understand here is peace. It's a two-way street. You got to be willing for negotiate peace with me. Mr. Got to be willing for accept, say, let's sit down and talk.
Now, after election, we don't see different body then don't they go now state host for congratulate president. We just play one of them report then also. But again, the main opposition party, the APC, and the presidential candidate not accept the results and don't refuse to accept President Biya as a legitimate president according to the UNTEC. What in wanna they do as government now for ensure say engage the All People's Congress Party with the decisions even with the city need for go take part in any governance, they gonna council, no gonna parliament.
I just make mention of that. The President Biya I know is a man of peace. Let me just backtrack. You see how President Biya formed an alliance. President Biya don't accept an alliance because he wants to win elections. He accepts alliance with political parties because he believes, say, this country, no one political party not able to make this country. No one tribe not able to make this country. No one political leader not able to make this country. He has said this countless times. If you look at his messages where they go campaign out, he said this country belongs to all of us. I want to let everybody come on board and make this country. That is why you see the likes of Kanda Yunkelas on board. That is why you see the likes of the former Vice President Victor Fo on board. That is why you see the likes of Alpha Khan on board. Just before elections, we saw over 8 political parties declare for President Biya. This is the kind of thing we want in this country. Any political party will get vision where they affect people, them lives directly. Let's rally behind those policies, right? The free quality education, you're not going to look at political parties or region where you come from. You're not going to look at your tribe. You're not going to look at your color. You're look at Sierra Leone. So President Biya is a man who's open. I'll bet you today, the president I know, if Dr. Samura take a phone call, because it has to start from him. He has to accept, peace has to start from within. He has to accept for say, this election was credible. I lost this election. President Biya, congratulations. Then let's see how we can move this country forward.
Now, as it stands, the APC said they need to take part in any governance. If this continues, suddenly go back to that one-party state. And in regard with that, somebody they ask, you say, is Israel going to a one-party state? If yes, how would this affect our country's democracy? It come from Umar Nalungi. This is not your concern.
But the APC, they don't tell them they say to do this, then do the other. Right? We'll still continue our engagement with them. We'll still continue to interface behind us. But at the same APC now, we talk, say, they know they take part per census. Now the same APC we say, they know they do this, then do this. We've seen a lot of things that APC say. The same APC requested for let the commissioners then resign. They don't go partake by the elections. Later we'll see they went out the campaign. So, your message here, what I want for come talk to Sierra Leoneans. I just want to reassure Sierra Leoneans that this elections was free and fair. I'm happy I met the Commission of Human Rights here, where they outline all the human rights challenges, the successes, where they have observed during this whole election happened. Let's take a look at the election as a whole as Sierra Leone. What are the gains? How are we making steps towards democracy? From all start, After the war, we ravages country, 11 years of war, we ravages country. We don't get about 5 to 6 elections. Let's see how we are building on it. Let's see how we, and this election is one of the most peaceful. Even when we write the report on the top of transparency and tabulation, then talk up. It's fairly and largely peaceful. That is something we have to take home. The representation of women in Parliament 41 is historic. That is something we have to celebrate, right? After this election's done, my brother, a report just come out from the Global Peace Index, where say Sierra Leone now the most peaceful country, now West Africa, and the third most peaceful country, now Africa. These are things we should embrace as Sierra Leonean. One person not go just grab because you don't accept results. You look at you want to put the whole country on siege just because you don't accept results. Someone will not be accept the same result with President Bio Bita. And I accept result. This is the man who said he will put this country on a rampage.
But these decisions they don't take. Now one way concern to people if the government ready for run a one-party state, if in any way the APC not change their stand.
Well,
government prepare. President
Bio just made it very clear. Like he's focusing on governance. This country has to move forward. Right? Open arms to people who all can work together. Right? This government have to move forward. Radio Democracy 98.1, when I get for run on a station. Right? Securities and get for the way for protect now. Right? The banks need to be opened. Right? Schools need to run. Hospitals need to run. Right? Institutions need to go. That is leadership. And that leadership President Bio don't take. He was sworn into office. He take an oath. He was sworn into office. His government is running.
So President be ready for run a one-party state?
Well, nobody will want that for let run a one-party state. You want a country inclusive. We'll continue to engage. You understand what I'm saying? But it not means that because APC say, oh, they're not mixed. So we get for sit down and say, oh, no. This government not going to form a government of national unity. Far from it. So, President Bio was elected by the people of this country. 56% of Sierra Leoneans elected him as a president of this country. And he's opening arms to people. He don't talk. Say, me one day, we will make this country. Law can fix this country. Fixing this country not means the pass you get for the helm of affairs, my brother. Fixing this country not means that you can start from your community. You can start from your region. You can start from your constituency. Whatever thing where you know say, what President Bio say, feed saloon. Not for only SPP supporters. It's not only for people from Southeast. It's not only for people for we support President Bio for win. It's for all Sierra Leoneans. Let's put this back behind us. Elections is over. There is nothing that is going to change the mandate of these elections. Nothing. President Bio is legitimately elected. The powers we get the legal authority for crown him as president, don't do him. We are moving this country forward. And with the open way arms to anybody where one for come join we follow fix this country go before. That's now what thing President Bio stands for.
So when you look at the effort we say on make for ensure say on bring everybody together, especially the main opposition, apart from we President Bio will make a statement on the day of the election, also become the winner. Also the effort again, we don't make beyond that. Because people believe say apart from that statement, the real certain people is gone. The way how the opposition feel like they were not treated rightly, more need to be done. But let they really know say on mean the peace we on the call for.
We do behind the background. Negotiations, the way they make negotiations, I make you get lobbyists, you get people them way they out there, you get the likes of Alpha Khan, you get the likes of Kane Yumkela. And when we talk about APC, yes, I respect APC because they are one of the biggest political parties in this country. But we have so many other political parties in this country. Subtil, it's 56% of Sierra Leoneans who voted for President Bio. 56%. APC was rejected in Kailaun. They were rejected in...
You think so then tell the need for your eating kind of we talk about?
Yes, because...
Already they are post-election trauma. They are
no,
not
well, I am not here...
about peace or you try to remind them of...
No, listen, I am not here to talk to APC supporters.
But the rejection and other things that we didn't name.
I also want
to go in a peaceful way.
No, it's not. That's not it. I also want Subtil for make Sierra Leoneans there also as because there's a lot of misinformation out there. One of the things that what APC doing all right is they are misinforming their people, right? And in leadership, you don't misinform your people. Then they misinform them people them say the elections is not credible. Then they misinform them people them say then win the elections free and fair. So first of all, before negotiations and peace come, We need for accept what are the facts. Facts matters here. So another fact here are the real core, another fact here are the real emphasize say, listen, this election was free and fair. It was
your opinion now. What you believe in? Let's get waiting and believe in.
We have credible institutions in this country, right? The institution we get the legal authority in this country, the election commissions of Sierra Leone. Now the same election commissions of Sierra Leone be conduct by elections where APC win. Right? The same elections commission be conduct elections them where be they in favor of APC. The same people them within other electoral commissions and then we don't did it for 10 years. What president be kind of commissioners and no change. The same district officers, the same returning officers, the same drivers, the same securities. Now then still did it for over 10 years. Go and check. So we need for make people understand this first say. President Bio is open to peace, is open to negotiations, is open to people who want to move this country forward, people who have ideas for common bottom move this country forward. But we also need for establish the facts, say, APC need to accept, say, they have lost the elections. We also get our open arms for letting come, Lord, we all come see them, Lord, we move this country go forward. Because we strongly believe, say, no one political party no will move this country forward. No one president no will move this country forward. No one Sierra Leone, no one region will move this country forward. It takes all of us as Sierra Leoneans for make sure Sierra Leone become the Sierra Leone we want for say.
Akantu Hassan Samba Yaja from the Human Rights Commission. Earlier, we don't give some of the highlights them of the findings them we wanna observe inside the elections, but in all the tap for the right for vote and also the complaints them more they wanna observe. What now some of the other areas them we wanna file in report on?
One other key human rights issue is the issue of accessibility. All the polling centers where we go, we find out say people easily able to access her. Although a few challenges been there, people been get some difficulties, especially for persons with disability for go up there because of the center or the station in placement. But however, people they will be come for vote we get disability or persons with disability, we get some assistance from the election officials that way the man their stations and they for help so that they don't go vote. One other thing also way very good now the issue of providing tactile ballots for persons with visually impaired. People then what do you mean people that will get difficulty for see. The stations, some of the centers they may get tactile ballots for help people then way get difficulty for see for make them cast and vote. Although some in they will not get the tactile ballot, so then people then way get eye problem. It depend or so people will accompany them for go see who the possible vote, and that really affect the issue of secrecy because balloting for be a secret. So because tactile ballot not the person will get eye problem, we go for tell is supposed to say when I had the vote. So it affect that. But by and large, tactile ballots been there available. Yeah. Then the issue of maintenance of law and order. I think the commission want to use this opportunity for really tell we security forces and thank you. We see a display of professionalism during this process. Most of the places they will go, you find out they go there far away from the stations or the centers, except there is then call them for intervene, either for small crowd control or something for address something. We want to say kudos to now, one for them could continue this trend. SFP and the other security agencies want to say thank you so much and congratulations. The identification of polling stations within the centers. Some side they will not get that clear demarcation. They say this is not center, this is not center, that. But in most places, the identification been there. We're able to make people that know who side for go snap for go vote. The another problem or challenge will be really there. Now be identification of the ECSL officials. Some they will not be get overcoat. But when we intervene, some really tell we say, during the build-up to the elections, a lot of threats been there. And so some of them be really fearful for put on the overcoat. So they may get somebody not put that on. But some really not been get as well. But majority been get. Few they will not been get. Then violence against ECSL personnel. That is a sad thing. So the commission want for you this opportunity for really condemn that. They were just performing a duty for the state. No need no be for subject them to violence. Violence in any form, whether against ECSL officers or personnel, or any other Sierra Leonean, not get place. in this country.
Now, you talk about violence against the ECL cell or command them, but during the polling day, you dey see videos them where they go around the way, then they accuse people of having ballots stamped or marked, then attack them and beat them in the opening. Without police even not able to protect the citizens them at that moment where they allege say they get ballot stuffing. What in the Human Rights Commission gather about the attack on people and individuals and making go vote where they can allege say get stuffed ballots?
So I go further for say violence of any type not really supposed to get place in this country. Violence of any type, whether not before election, during election, or after election. I think say the public forget confidence in the and the systems, and if you feel aggrieved, you get the challenge the way for go through. But for subject any Sierra Leonean to violence, I think say not forget place in this country because it will affect so many other rights. So one for also now use this opportunity for people them where they perpetrate violence against in company or the other person for really stop that because then they're against the laws of Sierra Leone.
So looking at the current situation, within the Human Rights Commission will say about how the country they now. I mean, the election don't come and go, the country don't get a leader for the next 5 years. Waiting on assessment on the post-election situation.
Well, any country after elections can still tense. You know, it just if an exam will be the seat. After exams, you become worried whether you get for pass or not. When finally they publish results of what you go seats, definitely you must some feelings must day. So, but however, the country really get for move on. All the issues that we don't come up as a result of the elections. We want for continue for talk to people for maintain the peace, for stay peaceful, and apart from that, also there are avenues for remedy. If you feel aggrieved, there are avenues for remedy. So one for also encourage people there for use their avenues that even the Human Rights Commission of Salon now one avenue that they for address issues relating to anything. If you feel aggrieved, we get a complaints directorate of the commission. You can come to the commission with your complaints. We go handle them. But please let's refrain from violence.
Post-election, what are the activities of the human rights?
The human rights, like I said, the Human Rights Commission still the monitor. The monitor we don't monitor before or during, and now the post-election. We're also very important because now the issues I would talk about either the acceptance, the issue of violence against Uda win or Uda loss, because we get all of this. But now that I at this podium, I want to use this opportunity now for really send out the message that make we all stay peaceful. But however, reports that we don't complaints we don't generate out of that, the commission will look at them and will treat them like it treats any other case.
So waiting next for the Human Rights Commission on this on our
findings? The next one are for the strategic engagements. Okay. Because just no one for put out a report and it got that dust on the shelf. We report to speak out to several things. It will speak out to certain MDAs, it will speak out to the law enforcement agencies, and also speak out to the public. Okay. So all of the recommendations really come from that day. We'll go do robust media engagement and do other strategic engagement there, so that we go correct some of the things that we'll get wrong and we'll reinforce some of the things that we'll get right.
Okay, plenty thank you to you, Asan Sambayaja, Commissioner Human Rights Commission. We can talk about things and when for not for the June 24 election. Waiting next for the Human Rights Commission. Plenty thank you, we be with guests inside the program. And they come over to the Director of Communication and Status, Mike Bewa. Now, you don't talk about how on a plan for unify the country. Again, the other issue we talk about now bridging the communication gap. First of all, you are accepted there's a communication gap between the government and the people of Salone?
Well, there has been, but I think during these elections, I think we did a lot of that. We did a lot of engagement. We did a lot of interface through sectors that we will say we then get a role for play towards free and fair elections. So we'll still continue for do part of we communication for reach out to people for let people know say these elections were free and fair. President Bill is the legitimate president of this country. Part of we communication strategy also now for let people come together. Let's move this country forward. Let's put politics aside. Politics is over. Now it's governance. Let's come together and move this country forward. So all that in a part of we strategy. Also we do various engagements. We get sectors that would engage. We get youth sectors that every chiefdom levels. So they try to engage them. Like while they come to radio, also talk to people, let people understand, because like I say, there is a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of, even though social media don't make people, they engage, they debate, people then get quick information, or people they able to fact check, but also social media don't create a hub of a lot of disinformation. So if you say we enroll in the State House under the communication, the Directorate of Communication, and make sure say we fact check the information. SLAG is doing very well on that with the I-Verify. We see a lot of them do during elections. This not ever happen at this country. Or they see some vague statistics, they come on, I-Verify, they go and check them and pull, say this is wrong, this is true. So we'll continue. Like I say, our democracy is a progress. We're building on it. Every year we look at the lapses them, just like how the Human Rights Commission don't come, do highlight the lapses them. Then say for go sit down, write a report, then do stakeholders engagement, look at whose side they will review, do post-mortem, they will do better. If you take a look at from what begin whole elections in this country, we are improving. Our democracy is improving. Even the from international standards, then they talk. And then they make we pass the MCC. Now then they say we are one of the most peaceful country in West Africa. So we are working on it. We advise when me the give every Sierra Leonean is this. Elections is over. President Julius Maada Woni Bio is the legitimately elected president of this country. Let we all come rally behind them and make we push this country further.
Now, you say una go continue una engagement different level across the country from the communications directorate and state house. How do they design the communications there so make it not look like a political message from one-sided for one-sided people or the side one political party for make people go accept the message so una to go preach to them about peace and unity.
We get for make them inclusive. We get for make them from all tribal, from all regions. We get for involve people them because me not go come on here. I go put Loko, I go Makini, I go Bombali, I go Kabala, or I even go Moyamba. We know today are born for go talk to the people of that region. Days. You get for involve them, you picking them. You get for involve them, stakeholders. You get for make the information become inclusive. They are part of it, and that is what the directorate is doing. Like I say, right now everyone is on the edge, everyone is tensed. But we want to let people understand, say, this elections we done, it's credible. We want to let people understand, say, we institutions that we're getting at this country are very valuable institutions. Radio democracy is a good radio station. You get people that now we get integrity. You get people that now we get class. You get people that now we love Sierra Leone. ECSL is a credible institution. We have to respect that. The verdict that they give now, we need for respect. So we own role as communication also now for bring facts to people. And during what we present facts to people, we also they try for preach peace, talk to supporters and we don't win, let them put the rhetorics down, and talk to the one that we don't lose, let them accept it they don't lose. Let we all come together and make this country for a better.
So at this time, apart from the opposition, we know they're in a very good state because of their own reason. What you will say to people who are supporter and the country as a whole, because not just the opposition is gone or no gliding with the outcome of the result. You get certain set of the citizens also.
Like which set of the citizens?
Those are all man go gliding, obviously. You're not going to expect election for B. You expect everybody for get the same opinion as you get. So you message now or wait for do now for send out message to everybody, despite what side them belong. What you will say to people?
We'll continue to say that. President is continuing to talk to people of this country. So let's move ahead as a country. Elections is over, right? Not another way for change the outcome of this elections. President Bio is the legitimate president of this country. Now, as Sierra Leoneans, every side you did, try for shape yourself. Try for see how you move forward. Try for see how you go build yourself. Try for see how you go bring growth to yourself. Politicians out there, if you get anything where you know an idea where you will move this country further, you don't need for become a minister for let you bring change. You don't need for become a director for let you bring change. You can bring change at the communities where you did. You can bring change at the constituency where you did. You can bring change anytime you find yourself. This is the Sierra Leone we want to see. There are tremendous gains that we don't make in this country. Let's build on that. We are on the right trajectory to economic recovery. Let's build on that. Let's all come together and move this country for a better. This is a simple message.
Since after the election, State House don't reach out to the opposition, I mean the main opposition, for anyway in engaging them for peace talk.
Peace, why do State House have to reach out? You see President Bio talk, President may make speech, he talks, say, Samura and brother, and you go at the same church, and Catholic brother. What is beyond that? First of all, I'll make this thing straight here, radio democracy. In thriving and civilized democracies, what happened is the first thing, let me give you an example. The last the election during Pakaba elections, what happened? Solomon Berawa, the late Solomon Berawa, what happened? Everybody within the SFPP tells Solomon Berawa say he don't win elections. You get me, eh?
Yeah.
Everybody say Solomon Berawa don't win. Even up to Jankaba say Solomon Berawa don't win. When I call the results, it was different. What did Solomon Berawa do? He do a statesmanship. He just come out to say to Jankababi's day. He come take phone. He call former President Anes Baikroma and congratulate him. So, like I tell you, say, it's a give and take thing. The APC need for, if we have to talk about cohesion, it's a two-way street. It's cohesion not only from SLPP side or from the government of Sierra Leone. The APC also need to understand, say, this elections is over. We not do right. We not do well. We lost the elections. Now, let's take phone and congratulate President Bio and Sierra Leone and say, this elections is over. Congratulations, Sierra Leone, for the participation. We see the synergy, we see the energy, we see how everybody came out, young, old, everybody participates in this election. We thank UNA for this. This is what should be coming from APC. But for say, the particular government, for say, you lost elections, so they reject you in Kenema, they reject you in Moyamba, they reject you in Kono, they reject you. Now, the only sounds you get a clean slate in Bombali. Then you still believe, say, you win elections. You still tell your supporters them, say, you win elections. Instead of you calm your supporters them down. So this peace, it's a two-way street also.
Okay.
We're doing our own part to talk to we own supporters them. Let them put the rhetorics down. It is also honors for APC supporters them for tell the people them true and tell them, say, let them maintain the peace.
Okay, thank you very much. In name na Mike Berawa, in a Director of Communication na State House. Every day inside the program, they talk about in them way government they do now for bring peace and unity after the June 24, 2023 election. Plenty thank you for you join we inside the program, and also inside the program we've been get Asan Samba Yaja, Commissioner, Human Rights Commission for Salon, been there inside the program.